He was put on this earth to help somebody, and he did it. He did it his own way, though. I'll give him a salute. It's going to be missed.
He was a loving family man, a dear friend to many, and a Texoma broadcasting legend. Tonight, we're remembering a beloved member of this KFDX family. Joe Tom White passed away peacefully in his sleep overnight. He was 80 years old. For decades, Joe Tom was a big part of waking up for Texomans, always sure to offer some funny story or comment on politics or maybe society to start the day off right. It's that down on the farm way of commenting and looking at things that listeners really started to expect and appreciate. During a storied broadcast career, 60 years in the same market, from 1959 until just about a week ago, Joe Tom's voice was never off the airwaves.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Tom White, a 2015 inductee of the Texas Radio Hall of Fame.
Well, I'll admit that I've been to a county fair and 2 goat ropings, but y'all look real good.
Joe Tom White's instantly recognizable voice was first heard over Wichita Falls radio at KWFT 60 years ago in 1959. But throughout all those years, he was much more than just another voice on the radio. To his grandkids, he was Poppy.
You really saw the love on his face, how much he cared about his family. He wanted to give us the world, and he did just as much as he could to do that.
Joe Tom and his wife Judy spent many wonderful years together before her passing in 2012. They raised 2 daughters, and Seth Lyons was the first of 5 grandsons.
It's difficult losing the patriarch of our family, the man who started our family and created this great legacy and set a great pathway for the rest of us to hopefully follow in his footsteps. And I hope that one or hopefully all of us can be even a little bit of what he was, and that would mean the world to any and all of us.
Whether it be over missing Judy or one of the kids get ill, he did have a very tender side. It's just most people never saw that.
Many years ago, Mike, I didn't even know that he was in the service. He was so humble and proud.
And Clay County Judge Mike Campbell says the Vernon native was an encourager and mentor and just a wonderful, hilarious friend.
If you advertise with Joe Tom, you got your money's worth, because I don't care what it was, he tied it into, for example, if there was a wreck on Jacksboro Highway, well, there was a bad wreck today on Jacksboro Highway, 7 blocks south of Underwoods. You know.
He was a man of his word. If he said it, you could take it to the bank.
For decade after decade, generation after generation, Joe Tom was a huge part of morning routines throughout Texoma, talking about agriculture, the news of the day, and of course, just trying to bring a smile to your face to start your day off right. He will be missed.
Growing up, I would get up with my grandmother every morning. I was over there and listen to him on the radio every morning from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And with the finishing it off, don't you dare miss it. So that's the best way I can remember Joe Tom White.
Don't you dare miss it.
Services for our friend Joe Tom White are still pending. Now, over online, we have team coverage about the life of Joe Tom and reactions across the nation from lawmakers, city officials, and family friends. Just head over to Texomashomepage.com.